What's happening, guys? My name is Adam, aka Speedy Spectrum, and welcome to my brand new Let's Play and dub of Pokemon Fire Red version for the Game Boy Advance. This was a remake made in 2004 of Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow for the Game Boy. And like many kids in the 90s, I was obsessed with Pokemon back in the day. So I am super excited to go back to my roots with this project. So without further ado, let's proceed. And a roar from Charizard signals that we are good to go. I'm obviously going to begin a new game since this is a brand new playthrough. The controls will be explained, but I don't need to go over the controls. They're pretty typical. I have no time for tutorials. I want to explore. In the world which you are about to enter, you will embark on a grand adventure with you as the hero. Speak to people and check things wherever you go, be it towns, roads, or caves. Gather information and hints from every source. New paths will open to you by helping people in need, overcoming challenges, and solving mysteries. At times you will be challenged by others and attacked by wild creatures. Be brave and keep pushing on. Through your adventure, we hope that you will interact with all sorts of people and achieve personal growth. That is our biggest objective. Press the A button and let your adventure begin.
Hello there! Glad to meet you. Welcome to the world of Pokemon. My name is Oak. People affectionately refer to me as the Pokemon Professor. This world is inhabited far and wide by creatures called Pokemon. For some people, Pokemon are pets. Others use them for battling. As for myself, I study Pokemon as a profession. But first, tell me a little about yourself. Now tell me, are you a boy or are you a girl? Let's begin with your name. What is it?
I've thought about naming my protagonist for a while, and I could name him Speedy, but for simplicity's sake, I'm just going to give him his default name of Red. Yes, that is his real name.
Right! So your name is Red. This is my grandson. He's been your rival since you both were babies. What was his name now?
Now you could make a joke about Professor Oak becoming senile since he doesn't know his grandson's name. And I know what most of you are thinking. Give him a vulgar name. Name him something like Jerk. No, I'm going to give him his default name of Blue. I don't know what kind of people give their kids colors for names, but then again, I don't live in the Pokemon universe.
Was it Blue? That's right! I remember now. His name is Blue. Red, your very own Pokemon legend is about to unfold. A world of dreams and adventures with Pokemon awaits. Let's go!
And just like that, we are magically transported into a pixelized universe. And by pixelized universe, I mean the region of Kanto. And check this out, we even have an NES at our house. How cool is that? The first thing we want to do is go over to our computer here. We want to go to item storage, and then we want to withdraw an item because there is a potion that we can obtain. This potion is going to become important later on in the video. But with that said, let's head downstairs and meet our mom.
Right. All boys leave home someday. It said so on TV. Oh yes, Professor Oak next door was looking for you.
Before we leave to see Professor Oak, I want to check out the TV. There's a movie on TV. 4 boys are walking on railroad tracks. I better go too. I believe this is a reference to the film Stand By Me. And if you're playing as a girl, then it will mention something about a girl in pigtails walking on a yellow road, an obvious reference to The Wizard of Oz. But film references aside, let's leave our house and enter Pallet Town. Shades of your journey await. Even though it's called a town, there are only 3 buildings here. Our house, Blue's house, and this large building, which is Professor Oak's laboratory. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like he's here, but someone else is. This is Blue, our rival, and trust me, we'll be learning a lot more about him in the future.
What? It's only Red. Gramps isn't around.
But that just begs the question, if Professor Oak isn't in the laboratory, then where could he be? Let me see. Do you know where Professor Oak is? Is that right? Oh, look. I'm looking. Oh, it's a trainer tips sign. Yeah, that was real informative. Well, maybe Professor Oak left town. Could he be in this patch of grass?
Hey, wait! Don't go out! It's unsafe. Wild Pokémon live in tall grass. You need your own Pokémon for your protection. I know. Here, come with me.
Gramps, I'm fed up with waiting.
Blue? Let me think. Oh, that's right. I told you to come. Just wait. Here, Red. There are 3 Pokémon here. The Pokémon are held inside these Pokéballs. When I was young, I was a serious Pokémon trainer. But now, in my old age, I have only these 3 left. You can have one. Go on, choose.
Hey, Gramps! No fair! What about me?
Be patient, Blue. You can have one too.
Well, if he really deserves to have one, I guess. But as Professor Oak mentioned, we have a choice between 3 different Pokémon to act as our starter. Throughout the project, I will go into detail about every Pokémon that you can catch in the game. I'm going to talk about what makes them unique, the different attacks they have, their strengths and weaknesses, that sort of thing. And what better place to begin than with the very first Pokémon listed in the Pokédex? That is Bulbasaur. Bulbasaur is number 1 in the Pokédex, as I mentioned earlier. It is a grass and poison type, and it is the only starter that begins with a dual typing. Of the 3, it is by far the easiest to use, as it has an advantage against the first couple of gyms you'll be fighting in the game. It is the slowest of the 3, and it does have lots of weaknesses, but it is great at inflicting status ailments, and it also reaches its final stage of evolution at level 32, whereas the other 2 don't get there until level 36. No matter which starter you choose, it will have 2 stats that it specializes in. In Bulbasaur's case, its best stats are its special attack and its special defense. Overall, do I recommend Bulbasaur? Absolutely! It is a great Pokémon, and it's easily one of the best grass types in the game. In fact, it might even be the best. The next Pokémon that we're going to talk about is Charmander. Charmander is number 4 in the Pokédex, and it is a fire type. Whereas Bulbasaur is the easiest to use, Charmander is the most difficult. Because unlike Bulbasaur, it's at a disadvantage against the first couple of gyms. Its best stats are its special attack and its speed, and when it reaches its final stage of evolution at level 36, it gets a flying type, which does give it a resistance to fighting and an immunity to ground, but it receives a crippling weakness to rock types. As I mentioned before, it is the toughest starter to raise, but it's one of the better fire types in my opinion. So if you're patient, Charmander will serve you well. Now last up is the water type starter, Squirtle. Squirtle is number 7 in the Pokédex. It is a water type, as I mentioned earlier, and it will remain a water type, which gives it the distinction of being the only starter that retains a single type. Of the 3, it is by far the most defensive of the starters. Its best stats are its defense and its special defense. So it's really good at taking hits, and it only has 2 weaknesses, grass and electric. The bad news is that those are 2 of the more common types you'll be encountering in the game. Another downside about Squirtle is there are a lot of water-type Pokemon in the game, and it's this reason that Squirtle fails to stand out. But that by no means makes it a bad Pokemon. It's not the worst water Pokemon by any stretch of the imagination, but there are water types. As far as difficulty goes, Squirtle lies in the intermediate range. It has an advantage against some gyms and a disadvantage against others. But it's still a great Pokemon. There is no wrong choice as far as starter Pokemon are concerned. But earlier, I held a poll asking people to vote on which starter Pokemon they wanted me to choose for Fire Red. And the results were extremely tight, let me say. It was almost a dead heat for 4 days straight, but the winner is Squirtle. Yes, I have decided to choose Squirtle as my starter, and how appropriate, because it was the very first starter that I chose when I first played Pokemon Red. Now, you have the option of giving nicknames to your Pokemon when you catch them, and I will give Squirtle a nickname. I have decided to nickname Squirtle after a close friend of mine in the theater community. Her surname is Schneider. Schneider the Squirtle.
I'll take this one then.
I don't know why a fanfare sounds when he picks his starter, but I guess we're ready to go.
Wait, Red, let's check out our Pokemon. Come on, I'll take you on.
Oh, jeez. I can see it in the stars. He's gonna be a pain in the butt throughout the entire game. So Professor Oak is going to talk you through this battle, but I think I can explain it a little quicker. Blue has challenged us to a Pokemon battle, a contest in which trainers get their Pokemon to fight one another. Your goal is to reduce your opponent's HP to 0, and you do that by attacking. Regardless of which starter you choose, each of them will have 2 different moves. One move inflicts damage, like Tackle here, and the other one affects stats. In Squirtle's case, it has Tail Whip, which can reduce the defense of the opponent. Charmander has Scratch and Growl, Growl being an attack that lowers the opponent's attack. Squirtle has Tackle and Tail Whip, and Bulbasaur has Tackle and Growl. Regardless of which starter you choose, your rival will always pick the starter that has a type advantage over yours. So if you pick Bulbasaur, he'll pick Charmander. If you pick Charmander, he'll pick Squirtle. And if you pick Squirtle, he'll pick Bulbasaur. This doesn't matter for now, but it will once they start learning special attacks. You noticed that I had to use a potion on my Pokemon because its HP was running low. And that brings me to my next point. If you withdrew the potion from your PC while you were still in your house, you'll win this battle easily. If not, well, then it's gonna come down to luck. Oh, wow, we got a critical hit. Critical hits sometimes occur, and if that's the case, then your Pokemon takes additional damage because the opponent hit a weak spot. I believe it's 1.5 times the amount of damage that would normally be inflicted, but I could be wrong. Anyway, Bulbasaur has fainted, and every time you defeat a Pokemon, you get experience points. And once you get enough experience, your Pokemon gains a level. Not only that, but your stats increase as well.
What? Unbelievable! I picked the wrong Pokemon.
Furthermore, every time you defeat a trainer, you earn cash. But of course, if you are defeated by a trainer, you lose.
Okay, I'll make my Pokemon fight to toughen it up. Red, Gramps, smell you later.
Alright, now that Mr. Modesty is out of the way, we can finally leave the laboratory and embark on our adventure. There's only one way for us to go, and that is up to Route 1, where wild Pokemon reside. But before we talk about them, we want to talk to this guy. Hi, I work at a Pokemon Mart. It's part of a convenient chain selling all sorts of items. Please visit us in Viridian City. I know, I'll give you a sample. Here you go. And he gives us a potion. How nice. We can't catch any Pokemon for now, but there are some Pokemon that we can at least talk about. The first Pokemon we encounter right now. We have Rattata. Rattata is number 19 in the Pokédex. And it's a normal type. And it's got really low stats. There are definitely better normal types. It's strong in the beginning, but it's outclassed later on. Granted, it does have a good ability in Guts, but overall, it's very frail and not recommended. It does have a unique attack in Super Fang, but that isn't enough to merit it any use on any serious teams. The other Pokemon that you can encounter here is number 16 in the Pokédex, and that is Pidgey. Pidgey is a generic flying Pokemon. Normal and flying is one of the most common type combinations that you will see throughout this game. And just like Rattata, I can't recommend Pidgey all that much. It's got some decent defense, and it can be strong if you train it up a lot, but there are definitely better flying type Pokemon out there. I haven't really mentioned this before, but there are a couple of options that you can do in battle. Fight, meaning you fight the opponent. If you select bag, you can use items. If you select Pokemon, then you can switch between the different Pokemon in your party. But you also have a command called Run, which lets you run away from battle. Sometimes it doesn't always work, but usually it does. For now, I'm just trying to get as much experience as I can on Schneider, and it worked since it grew to level 7. Ooh, and it learned Bubble! Very nice! Bubble is the first special attack that we have learned, and maybe I'll encounter another Pokemon. Nope, not gonna happen on this occasion. By the way, one thing I forgot to mention about Route 1 is there are these ledges that you can jump down. You'll be able to get back to Pallet Town a little bit quicker that way. So that's pretty convenient. And at the end of Route 1, we have reached Viridian City. Very nice. There are a couple of things I want to show off. First of all, if we try and go down here, wow, what's that guy's problem? This is Viridian City, the eternally green paradise. There are a couple of buildings we want to talk about while we're here. First and most importantly, the Pokémon Center. The Pokémon Center serves a number of purposes. Most importantly, it allows you to heal your Pokémon. You can also withdraw and deposit Pokémon with that PC in the corner. And if you go up the stairs, you can get to the link room where you can battle or trade Pokémon with a friend. Another location of note is the Pokémon Mart. This is where you go to buy items. But there's something we want to take care of while we're here.
Hey, you came from Pallet Town? You know Professor Oak, right? His order came in. Can I get you to take it to him?
And the clerk has given us Oak's parcel, so we'll have to deliver that to Professor Oak. But we'll deliver it in the next video. See you guys next time.